If you own clothes that were made in Bangladesh, this is where they come from. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. And your clothes could have been made in a factory like Mondi Apparel's. Posing as buyers, we filmed secretly inside the factory, which employs 1,400 workers.
Sells for just under $10.
We saw them making shirts for Wrangler, and Asics sportswear they said was for the American market.
Asics shorts.
The managers told us the factory hasn't been approved by Walmart for production, but they still had an order for 1 million Walmart boxer shorts subcontracted to them by another factory. In Bangladesh's giant garment industry, factory fires are common and deadly. The boss at Mondi Apparel's, Masadul Haq Chowdhury, showed us an evacuation map marking the location of 13 fire extinguishers. But nearly all of them were missing.
There are several hundred workers on this floor of the factory, and the manager tells us that it's more than 100,000 square feet. But so far, we've only spotted 2 fire extinguishers.
And if there were a fire, the workers would find this emergency exit door blocked by boxes. Chowdhury was adamant that his company doesn't allow child labour.
They're all 18, are they?
Well, until 18, we will not employ them.
They're all over 18?
They're all over 18.
Some of them, though, looked much younger. We couldn't speak with the workers freely inside the factory, so we went looking for them after work in this overcrowded slum. This woman and her daughter both work at Mondi Apparel's. They each earn around $50 a month. They asked us to hide their faces, scared they'd lose their jobs for speaking out. The daughter told us she was just 12 years old and one of many children working at the factory. She gave the factory a fake birth certificate showing her age as 18, dodging the rules on child labour because her family needed the money.
Do you think that the factory bosses suspect that your daughter is still a child?
She said they must know that her daughter is underage. The woman told us that Mondi Apparel's doesn't give workers a pay slip. Last month I worked 20 days, but they only paid me for 11, she said. If I question them, they yell at me. But she feels lucky to have a job and told us there's been a big change at the factory in the last 6 months. Nowadays, she said, when we make a mistake, at least the supervisors don't beat us like they used to.
We'll come back to Holly in just a moment, but first we want to tell you about the reaction of the brands that you saw in the story. Earlier this week, we brought Holly's findings to Asics, Wrangler, and Walmart. Asics says that it was told by its suppliers that they don't do business with Mondi Apparel's, so Asics says it's investigating whether the clothes you saw are counterfeit. Wrangler told us that Mondi was approved for use last March by an independent labor group. But after we called the company, Wrangler sent its own inspector and has now fired the supplier. Walmart told us it will investigate, and if unauthorized production or child labor are found, Mondi will be barred permanently. Holly's back from Bangladesh. She's in our London newsroom now. Holly, for years, U.S. manufacturers have been trying to improve conditions in Bangladesh. They tell customers that they don't do business with companies that don't follow the rules. How does this still happen?
Well, Scott, sometimes American companies give their orders to a supplier, not the factory. Or they'll give an order to one factory and then it gets passed along to another factory. In that case, they don't know where their products are being made. And even if they do know which factory they're using and they inspect it, there can still be problems because the factories are cleaned up ahead of the inspection and workers are coached on what to say.
Well, this has been eye-opening, and we'll have another installment of your investigation tomorrow night on the Evening News. Holly, thank you.